if, for example, I close a trade less than 1 to 10, I consider it kind of a fail. Hello, hope everyone is doing great. So basically today we are going to talk about why some traders fail, because it happens, right? We are human beings, it happens. As you already may know, the percent for that is like 90 or something like that. 90% of all the traders are failing and only the 10% remains gain profits. So yeah, it's kind of a sad number, but it's the reality. So this is why today I'm trying to explain to you some things that I realized, and maybe it will help you in the future if you are inside that category that still loses until now, or if you don't want to be trapped and switch from the winners to the losers. So first of all, I gotta mention that this is only my piece of advice from my point of view, and I know that a lot of people from my community use similar trading style that I use. So if you consider that you're doing something good and you are doing, let's say, another type of strategy like retail or something else, and these things somehow work for you already and you don't agree with me, that's completely fine. You will only take what you consider from this video. So first of all, the most important thing from what I realized is that you have to stick to your trading rules. And I learned how to gain discipline over time, and I always stick to my rules and only adapt to the conditions of the market. But I have some rules written somewhere and I respect them every time. Also, another thing that can happen is to have a set of rules that do not simply work. So if you feel like you have a set of rules that are not really okay with your trading style, I suggest you to just change them. Okay, and the next question would be, how do you know if you have a good set of trading rules or not? Simply by trading by them. So if you tested your rules and let's say that 1 month, 2 months, 3 months didn't see any results, any good results from them, it's time for you to adapt, to change a little bit your trading rules or to discover what you're doing wrong. Another thing that I observe is that some traders do not use risk correctly and do not use also good lot sizes when trading. I'll give you what I use as an example. So for me, if I'm pro trend, I will use 0.5% up to 1% pro trend and 0.25% up to 0.5% for counter trend. So I don't really know what's your trading style and how are you using your strategy, but first of all, ask yourself, do I have a fixed stop loss, or if not, what's the risk that I'm using for every trade? And also think of spreads. If you're calculating the risk manually, sometimes this is not so accurate. Think of the fact that sometimes you are using TradingView and you are using the chart from one specific broker and your broker has different prices. When you execute an order, you will realize that what you calculated doesn't really match with what you have inside your broker. Another thing is that if you're using small stop losses like I use, for example 1.5 pips, 2 pips stop loss and so on, you have to be very practical, you have to be very accurate with your lot size and with your risk, of course. This is why most of the times I do not calculate manually my risk and I use an automated tool for that, because it's better this way. At least for sure I know that my risk is calculated well and I'm not going to lose too much if my stop loss is going to be hit. 3, and so disappointing about that, is that some traders overtrade every day because they think that if you are a day trader, for example, or a scalper or something like that, you need to trade every goddamn day, and this is not true at all. I know that opportunities in the market are everywhere, but you don't have to take this straight. You have to understand that it's alright to not catch them all and only to search for a position and catch a position in the market when you're confident about it and when you realize that it has all your confidence is right there. So if you didn't catch the good move that everyone caught when you were, for example, eating breakfast or something like that, it's fine, because you can search for a continuation. But if you can't really find a continuation inside that trade, just let it go, take a break and do something else, because tomorrow may be another day, another good day for trading. The next one that I observe is using a strategy that doesn't specifically work with your pair. For example, I can't really say that the way I trade Euro USD is the same way that I would be trading US 30, for example. It's not the same thing. You have to adapt to the pair and to understand how the pair moves. If Forex was that simple, everyone would do it and everyone would win. But it's not like that. You have to focus more and to understand the pair. It's not only about the technique, it's also about the psychology, it's also about observing. So besides all the knowledge that you have to adapt into the market very well and also to observe the pairs every week, because I know that maybe some of you will say that yeah, hello, I have 5 years of trading, I traded for 8 years and so on, so this means that I am a good trader. Actually, I can disagree with that, because some traders just stuck with the information that was a long time ago valid and still use that instead of readapting to what we are seeing today in the market. So as any other job, you have to learn more and more every day in order to adapt to the market and be better and better. The next one that is wrong for using my type of strategy, I don't know about others, is taking and watching multiple pairs at the same time. So you gotta understand that if you wanna be like a Wall Street trader and have like 20 pairs in front of you and analyzing them at the same time, you would have to probably have multiple brains inside your skull. For example, you can't really memorize what each pair is doing every day. You have to memorize the higher time frame narrative, you have to memorize and observe everything that the pair is doing. So it's better for you as an individual just to focus on like maybe 2 to 3 pairs every day and to observe their moves, because in this way you already know what the pairs might do in the future and your results will be better. So you're not trading just because you want to be a trader and you want to take a lot of trades. You're trading because you want to see results, you want to see profits, and you want to make a living out of it. The next one is trading when there's not much volume in the market. Yeah, this can be a thing for sure, because sometimes when I don't have enough time to trade exactly when there's a lot of volume in the market, yeah, I switch to the time where there's not a lot of volume, but this means that some pairs wouldn't necessarily move too much in that time. I suggest you to watch the chart in the morning, I don't know, when you have time, to set some alerts when the price will arrive into your analyze zone, and also to watch the charts exactly when the market has more volume, and this is when each session opens, like in the first 30 minutes of every opening of every session in the market. 7 is having a risk reward smaller than 1 to 3. So I know that retailers do that and it's completely fine, but when it comes to my strategy, my type that uses somehow smart money concept, order block, supply and demand and liquidity and more, this is not good at all. Do not settle for something like 1, 2, 3 risk reward, because you saw how things work. You saw how traders adapt to this type of strategy. You saw that you can obtain more and more than that. This type of thinking was exactly made for the ones who want to trade like the banks, for example. The banks do not want 1 to 3 risk reward because they can do a lot better, and so you can adapt and do the same thing. For example, my medium risk reward is 1 to 10, nothing less than that, because I do not enjoy to take trades like that. If, for example, I close a trade less than 1 to 10, I consider it kind of a fail, you know? I mean, I didn't lost anything, maybe it hit break even, maybe I was in a little bit of profit, but that trade wasn't really a good one. The 8th thing, and I think this is obvious, the traders that do not use stop loss. I know that there's a type of trading that allows you to not use stop loss, but when it comes to the way I trade or day traders, you have to set your stop loss, because I'm pretty sure that you do not have an account of millions of dollars and you just play around with it and so on. You don't have funds for that. So I know that you may see some traders do that. I advise you for sure to not do that at home. You know, that disclaimer, do not do this at home. Exactly the same thing. Do not trade without a stop loss at home, because this is very dangerous, this is very risky. And of course, if you have a funded account, you will blow that immediately. 9, and the most important one, some traders give up immediately. And this is because they kind of do not know that trading means means something else. Like, it's not fast money. You have to understand that you have to practice more and more every day until you are able to trade correctly. Some traders do not use demo accounts at first. Some traders, I don't know, use a wrong strategy, and that is all. You have to adapt, you have to change styles if you feel like maybe what you tried isn't good for your technique, isn't good for yourself. You have to adapt your trading style exactly for yourself. You're the only one that knows what would work the best for you. Let's say that you're watching me and you see the way I trade and you see the way I am and how I gain my profits and how I make a living out of it. But for you, it may be different. We are different persons out here. So if for me it works, it doesn't necessarily mean that for you will work the same. So this is why I keep repeating the fact that you have to adapt what you're seeing at other traders to your trading style, because we trade so different. For example, also I receive a lot of messages regarding from where I learned how to trade. And I said, and I repeat the fact that I learned a long time ago from a trader which had its own trading style. His mentorship doesn't exist anymore at this point. It was so expensive at that time also, and after that I just adapted what I saw from him to my trading style. Also met Andrew, and even if we are trading in the same house, in the same spots at the same time, we are still seeing differences between our trading styles because we are different persons and we see the market differently sometimes. So even if you choose a mentor and you see what is he doing inside the market, you don't have to copy paste that. You have to adapt it to your own trading style. And for example, right now I still learn every day, and this doesn't mean that okay, so back on track, the camera overheated, so I'm here after 1 hour. Yeah, what I was talking about, I don't really know. Oh, I remember somehow. It was about me watching right now other people that are trading the way I trade. I kind of do that because I don't want to be left behind. I want to see people that are exactly on my level and people that are a little bit above. You already know that it's better to trade together than trading alone, because a lot of people have different ideas and you can actually adapt what they are saying to your own trading style. So yeah, that's all. It's so important at the moment. I know that you won't have this privilege. It's so important to have people and friends that work in the same domain as you, only to exchange ideas. As I said before, that's chicken, okay. But of course, if you are an ambitious person and you are doing this alone and have some friends over the social media that do the same thing, this can work pretty well too. So it doesn't really matter, it's just some suggestions. So yeah guys, I gotta end my vlog right here because the traffic is kind of heavy and also there's a lot of noise outside. I hope that you enjoyed this vlog and maybe it helped you even a little bit. If this happened, let me know in the comments. Let me know what would you like me to post in the future, and also subscribe to my channel and like this video, because it would mean a lot to me to see that some of you enjoy my materials. And also you already know that I have another type of energy when I know that some of you appreciate what I do, and also the fact that I have an audience to speak for. Also, Andrew opened a new channel in English because a lot of you suggested him to do that. You can watch his vlog right here, and also I will leave the link in the description box. The content that we are going to make will be about Forex most of the times, analyzing the Forex market, giving you some ideas, and also a little bit of lifestyle combined with it. So yeah, that's all I gotta say for now. I hope that you enjoy and see you next time.